From a lot of people, but do you think you're a bunch kind of fed off of Victor's energy? He had some big-time energy plays tonight.
Well, I think across the board we had a lot of guys who got on the floor, and I think you saw just explosive plays throughout the course of the night. Whether we had a couple dunks at the rim, a couple alley-oop passes and finishes. So good to see. Good to see us getting out in transition. But it all started with us sharing the basketball and playing defense.
Jacque, you've been around a while watching the league. Have you ever seen anybody, when he gets on the floor, make more things happen than Victor can?
He's pretty impressive, and he's just starting this thing. Different stretches throughout the course of the night, and you get a pulse from him, a sense from him that he wants to do something special. And the challenge for him is, there's special moments throughout the course of the night, but continue to be solid at the same time. But I think his teammates really enjoy playing with him, and just his overall energy every night. It's fun to be around, Brian. It really is.
We asked you the other night about, is he a point guard? Is he a shooting guard? I mean, he looks like an action figure. I mean, just everything that he does, sometimes for the other team.
And that's part of it. It really is. You see glimpses tonight. You run high pick and roll. He throws a beautiful pass to Nick for a finish at the rim. He's able to attack down four and get to the rim. Then he's able, when he's off the basketball, we end up getting double teamed, swinging around. He gets a corner three in front of their bench. So I think that's the versatility, and I think that's really why we've stayed away from saying he's a point guard or a shooting guard. He's a basketball player, and there's nothing wrong with being that.
Coach, you guys had a season-high 30 assists tonight. How important was the ball movement for your offense and just being able to score those 109 points?
It was huge, and I give a lot of credit to the guys. And Aaron was getting double-teamed tonight, so his ability to pass out of the post, I just think we just had a very unselfish nature about ourselves from the beginning of the game. They crawled back into the game and ended up getting up by one. And this was the best I've seen our team overall just stay the course throughout the course of the game. So I think that unselfishness allows you to continue to be jointed together and kind of stay the course.
You asked Aaron to defend Teague early. There were times when Oladipo defended Teague, and then you switched a lot of his screen pick and rolls. How did your team defend against Teague, and how do you evaluate your defense on the pick and rolls?
Well, I think overall, we want to give those guys different looks throughout the course of the night. And I think at times we had Etuan, we had Victor on him, we started Aaron on him, and I think our pick and roll defense was pretty good. We ended up going small at the end of the game to give him a different look, even more so down the stretch. We ended up switching pick and rolls. Even Nick was able to defend Teague at a certain point throughout the course of the game. So we wanted to give those guys different looks throughout the course of the night.
You guys had 22 fast break points tonight. How important is it to have someone like Vic and Maurice who are willing to really get out and push the pace and run, whether it be off a turnover or off a missed basket?
It's very important. I think it puts the opposing team on their heels, and that's what you want. You want to be able to dictate what goes on. Those guys have athletic ability to get out and run, and they'll continue to understand when the time is to run, and we'll continue to finish at the rim, but we want those guys to get out and push the pace without a doubt.
Coach, you dominated in fast break points and put points in the paint as well, but Atlanta seemed to stick around tonight thanks to the three-point shooting. What adjustments did you make in the second half, especially that fourth quarter where they were only 3 of 13 in the fourth from deep?
Boy, they kept themselves in the game by shooting threes. They shoot 39 last night, 39 again tonight against us. And we could have taken care of a few in transition a little bit. We'll continue to work on that. Those are the hardest ones. The defense isn't set. You're trying to match up. They're small out there. Tobias is guarding Lou Williams, and the next thing you know, he's guarding Kyle Korver. So we'll continue to work on that. They had 29 points in the second. I think with a minute and some change left, they had 20 points. And they ended up shooting 2 threes off of offensive rebound, loose balls, and things like that. So we'll continue to see each possession how important it is for us, and that's where our growth will come.
Talk about that second quarter performance you got out of Maurice tonight. I think that was probably the best 9-minute and change session he showed in this season. And what prevented you from going to him more in the second half? I think he only played 3 minutes in the second half.
I thought he was great. I thought he was very active on the defensive end of the floor, and I think that's what started. He was able to get stops, get his hands on a few balls, and then get out in the lane and run in transition. He made spot-up threes that were kicked to him, and I just think his aggressiveness started on the defensive floor and it carried over to the offensive end of the floor. Matchup-wise in the second half, we stayed small a little bit, and I just kind of spun the bigs, and that was it matchup-wise in the second half.
Did you have any trepidation playing Aaron tonight? I mean, he didn't run quite as fluidly as maybe he usually does, and he was still effective.
As soon as a player tells me he's ready to go, I'm ready to go. I always lean on their understanding and how they feel and comfort level. And I talked to him yesterday, I talked to him this morning, before the game, and it seems like he was ready to go. And that's the first stage, is mentally being able to challenge yourself and physically push yourself through it. So no trepidation.
You talk about building off of previous games and kind of repeating the same things again tonight, defense leading to offense and having to grind this one out. What did it mean to have that consistency, at least for a second straight night?
I just think it's very important for the guys to see it, to offer proof of you come to work and you give yourself a chance consistently if you grind on the defensive end of the floor. We had some great stops tonight, whether it was shot clock violation, whether it was one-on-one defense, guys standing in front of guys, and that's the challenge every night. Now we're starting to do it, game by game. Can we do it quarter by quarter, and then ultimately you want it possession by possession.
Yeah, you okay? Everyone good? All right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys.
10:45
Thanks, Coach.
now.